What's up, guys? Yes, I had to rep the Turtles today, even though this is not the series that I grew up with, but yeah, I had to rep the Turtles today. How's it going, peeps? So we're gonna let a few more people come on in. We're just gonna chat it up. Of course, Turtles is gonna be a bit of the topic today, so we'll get to it in just a little bit. In the meantime, let's see here. Eli or Plastic, I already mentioned to you like some of the stuff that I was doing, so cutting up some of the comics that I have for some parts and just kind of setting them aside and whatnot. So was doing that over the weekend a little bit more, getting some more ideas going for some of those Power Rangers shots that be coming your way. But yeah, just doing that, just trying to find some panels to try to mimic from the book and come up with my own. How's it going, guys? How's it going? So I am pretty excited about that. And let's see. So this one's pretty much done, but there was one particular one here. The free comic book day one. It has a lot of really cool panels, especially like when Tommy's starting off as an evil Green Ranger and whatnot. So like these panels and whatnot, like the text and some extra word bubbles. So I'm gonna get those prepped. That way, when I find that Green Ranger, that new Green Ranger, I'll have them ready. But yeah, that's what's up. Let's see. So now that we got a few people in, I guess the first thing that I kind of wanted to talk about, which was one of the figures that I found yesterday, is the Marvel Legends Iron Man. I think it was the 80th anniversary, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that, I can't remember. So I found this guy yesterday, and it was pretty funny because I had seen him in store at FYE. I passed on him, and I was like, maybe I should have gotten him because I haven't seen that War Machine. I saw the War Machine. I passed on the War Machine. Week goes by. I end up watching D Amazing's video on War Machine. I was like, I knew I should have gotten that War Machine. Went ahead, picked up War Machine, went back for this guy like 2 days later. This guy was gone, and I was like, okay. Another week passes, and he was there again. And I'm pretty sure it was the exact same one, like with the beat up box. Not that I cared, but 80th. Okay, cool. 80th anniversary. Yeah, so I was like, I'll just pick him up now. I'm not going to let this opportunity slip me again. But honestly, I really like him. Now, I don't know squat about Marvel. I'm going to be flat out. Like, the only thing that I really like from Marvel, and for me, is just Spider-Man. Like, especially the Ultimate Spider-Man. You can't really see it, but I have the whole collection back there. But when it comes to the figures, I just like the way the figures look, and I like the cinematic universe movies, but that's pretty much it. I don't follow Marvel comics at all. So, forgive me, but I still picked him up because he just looks too cool. And he comes with a lot of accessories. I mean, you got the alt heads, the Tony Stark head, and you have the other head. Yeah, and the War Machine is dope. I have him right here, so I'm going to go over him in a little bit. He's got some effect parts and whatnot, some alt hands. I mean, he comes with quite a bit of stuff. And the overall look for him, it just goes great with the War Machine that I also have here. So, there we go. I mean, he just looks dope. And these guys just look dope. Together, it's too good. It's too good. I remember, like, back in the day, and I say back in the day like I'm really old, but anyway, back in the day, they had some 2-packs, like some Marvel vs. Capcom 2-packs and whatnot. And I remember my brother, he had gotten one that brought War Machine, and it was basically this style. He looked just like this, and he came with Mega Man. Now I always remember playing with that 2-pack that my brother got. So when I saw this guy, I was like, it's very reminiscent of it, and that's pretty much why I didn't want to pass up on it if I managed to find it again, which luckily when I called the store, the guy still had it in stock. So I pulled the trigger. And I mean, he's got a lot of accessories as well, like alt heads, effect parts, and whatnot. So honestly, if you see this guy, just pick him up. Don't make the same mistake that I did. I got lucky that they happened to have it an entire week later, like at the bottom of the rack, from what the guy was telling me. But yeah, the classic look is just fantastic on him. And because of that, I happen to find I think this guy's a Walgreens exclusive. I could be wrong. Maybe it was the Iron Man 2020 with the silver Sentry or Centurion. And, I mean, he looks nice as well. Wait, what can you pass on? This guy, the one that I'm holding right now? Silver? I mean, he doesn't look that bad. In comparison to, like, this one, like, the red just kind of looks a little eh. But he's still pretty cool looking, in my opinion. So, I mean, I picked him up, too, just to have him, because whatever. I think altogether they'll look pretty nice to work around in some photos. Oh, you pass on War Machine? Get War Machine. You can do some cool pictures with War Machine. You should get him. So, I mean, altogether, like, I really like them. And, I mean, granted, he can't go back very far, so his flying pose is just going to be super stiff, but, I mean, Iron Man can, so that's pretty nice. You know, it's like, whoop. He really cannot go back. Let me see. I didn't really mess around with this guy too much. I just kind of opened him up, tossed a box, and alright, he could do some flying poses. Yeah, he's pretty good. But yeah, now that I got this Iron Man, I'm gonna do some photos of the crew right here. Probably mess around because I forgot I had those Hydra Agent 2-packs from Toys R Us from a couple years ago. I picked up like 4 or 5 of them, and I completely forgot I had them. So I'm gonna mess around with those 2-packs and these guys, and with the Spider-Man Jackals, because I have like 4 of those guys as well, and like 4 or 5 of the Shield agents. So little mini armies for some of the characters. So I'll probably mess around with those guys and these. Same with the Power Rangers. Like, I'll probably do some crossover stuff and whatnot. But yeah. So that's that. But the thing that I really wanted to go over was the Super 7 Raphael. Now, this figure really surprised me. I remember seeing photos, like the promotional shots when he was first announced, and I thought, oh, that's nice. And I completely forgot to pre-order him. And I tend to do that a lot. I am not one really for pre-ordering, which I got out of that habit recently because of this, because I really want this whole wave of turtles. I think this will be my definitive turtle line. Because the only other turtle figures that I have are the SH Figuarts, and I mean, they're from this series, which, as mentioned, I didn't grow up with that series. I grew up with the 2003 Ninja Turtles show, and I really like that show. I rewatched it twice within the last maybe 5 years, and because of that, in turn, it got me really hyped to get into the actual comic books. So I picked up and this is kind of going off on a tangent from the figure, but I promise it's going to loop back. So because of that, I ended up getting into the Ninja Turtles comic books, and I wanted to start from, like, origin stuff. So I picked up the pizza books. So I'll pull one of them off since my library is right behind me, so long as this doesn't fall over. The pizza book hardcovers. I mean, they look like a pizza box. That's why they're pizza books. And kind of open it up. It's got pizza inside. So I picked these up, read the original story, and was actually really pleasantly surprised at how close the 2003 Ninja Turtle show was to the original comic books, and I really liked it. I was like, wow, it turns out this show that I grew up with was pretty damn good, and its own separate right than I originally, recall it for. So after I read those, I decided to give the IDW series a shot. Now, when it comes to these, I am not caught up. I am 8 hardcovers into the series, but even so, I really, really like the IDW. So, I'm pretty sure that any Ninja Turtle fan, if you haven't already read it, you should definitely read it. That's, at least that's my take on it. It's a really good series. So, because of that, I wanted something that kind of captured the overall old school comic as well as current comic series, especially because of the alt head. Altogether, see this guy's got the short bandana, shorter snout, I believe, and fold him sideways. Squint your eyes on this one. Oh, there he goes. Longer bandana. But I just think both heads are super cool. Any amount of accessories, between all the different weapons. Jason, what's up? Between all the different accessories, the hands, a slice of pizza. They're all gonna have their own array of accessories, which is really cool. That's why I'm looking forward to getting all of them in one go as they come out. And Leo being the next one, the end of this year, or at least that's what he's supposed to be for. Mikey, first half of 2021, and Don, later half of 2021. Oh no, y'all put me on blast at work. That's pretty messed up, bro. I don't remember this. Oh no. Anyway, definitely pre-order the figures. Don't make the same mistake that I did, especially because I think they're supposed to retail around $40 to $50. And luckily enough, Big Bad Toy Store actually got this guy in once more. But it was $60, around 60. So, I wasn't going to complain considering the resale was about $100 from what I was seeing on eBay. So, if you haven't already pre-ordered the other Turtles, or maybe any of the other characters at least, which I just kind of want the Turtles, then go ahead and do so. Otherwise, you'll be sorry the way I was. But yeah, I don't really have any gripes with the figure. I mentioned it initially and when I got him 2 days ago that I thought he was pretty stiff, but that's something that some warm water can't fix. Granted, I haven't done that yet, but I think he's quite a bit stiff, even after maybe giving that warm water bath. And it's kind of weird. It's his up and down right here is very stiff, but then the swivels are super loose. So I'm not really sure what to make of it. Maybe it's just mine, or those specific joints on the figure itself. But yeah, it's quite interesting too, since he's a turtle. His ab crunch, there's not really no inner ab crunch. It's just really his legs are what carries him over, which is really cool actually. And because of that, he can just do a straight up full split. I think that's really nice what they got going for him. And the detail that this guy has as well, you could see throughout his whole body. He's just got little veins popping out all over his arms, around his neck, the wrinkles. He's got straight up a turtleneck. Yeah, he's got the turtleneck. Scratches right here, all over his front, on his shell. And the shell, I don't really know if the camera can pick it up that well, but yeah, the detail on the shell and all the scratches is just really cool. So that's why I believe that this guy's and his brothers are going to be the definitive ones, at least for me. I really wanted to get the NECA movie versions of them, but decided not to, because really what I was looking for is something in the comic book realm of things, and these guys are killing it in my opinion. And they're to scale, so to speak. Like if you want to do like shots with other 6-inch figures like Marvel Legends or Power Rangers Lightning Collection, if you want to do like a throwback to the in space crossover that I don't really remember, but I remember that was a thing in the US. So you could definitely do that. But I would really recommend getting these guys, especially if you're a fan of Turtles. And one of the other series that I wanted to get for Turtles for a while were those Mondo ones, but they're not 6-inch. They're huge turtles. And for a really long time I wanted to get them, but I figured, like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna be able to take real pictures of these. What's up, Matt? What's up? So I decided to pass and just hold off up until, luckily, right now. That's a good time to be a Turtles fan, in my opinion. But yeah, just got those guys. And let's see. There weren't some figures that I went over the last time. Let me see here. But maybe I can now. Oh. You guys might have already seen this, but over the weekend I also took the liberty of painting the Mighty Morphin weapons a bit more to match up the Figuarts ones. And, like the Red Ranger sword. These weren't that difficult to paint, so if you really want to make them pop and just stand out a little bit, honestly, all you need is some black wash, and a gold and silver Sharpie. That's all I really used. I didn't use any real paint. So, like for the golden trimming, just go all over it with the Sharpie, and you can use paint thinner to gently wipe off the excess to leave the ribboning on there. So, as well. Or yeah, as Eli mentioned, you can simply use the Figuarts weapons as well. But I was kind of bored that morning, so I decided to paint these. But yeah, black wash on the details of the blade as well, and just wipe off the rest of it, and neat. So I kind of want to look at the other figures, because I know I did some detail work like with Zeo and whatnot, and some of the Dino Charge Rangers, but I want to see if there's anything else that I was missing, like for some of these guys, like Time Force Red. I'm gonna have to take a look at what the weapons look like or the rest of his suit. I'm sure there's probably some detail missing on the Morpher. It's minor stuff, but for me at least, it's pretty fun to do that. And same with the Ranger Slayer. I feel like there's stuff missing, but I'll take a look. Yeah. So, nothing too crazy. That was pretty much what I wanted to go over, at least for this session, just because I was really excited for this figure to arrive in the mail, and I still am excited for all the other ones. But this is going to be a shorter one than last time's, but by the end of this month, they should be releasing the SH Monster Arts Monster Hunter Nargacuga. So that's something that I'll be receiving shortly, I would say, over the next couple of weeks, and I'll probably do another live stream for that, and have some other like mini Monster Hunter Capcom statues that I can kind of go over and talk about as well, and just maybe the future game. I'm currently playing the Switch one, Monster Hunter GU. So yeah, that's kind of going to wrap it up for this one. So you guys have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.